when I get to the old folks' home is going to be escaping.
Slurping and farting. Oh, yeah.
They're going to, I mean, if you and I end up in the same old folks' home, we're escaping every chance we get.
Yeah.
It's like going to be like Ocean's 11. We'll see how far we can get.
We'll be sitting in the cafeteria.
Oh.
Welcome to Irritable Dance Center. I'm Darin. No, I'm Darin. Shut up.
Shut the hell up, you
Give me
pecker.
my damn buddy.
Yeah.
And the nurses will be like, they think they're recording a podcast. there's no microphones.
No. No.
I went to Kroger the other day. Kroger closed 8 years ago. Well, I was
Dude.
banging on the door. I couldn't get in.
I'm going to be on some sort of antipsychotic at that point. I'm going to save up all my meds. And then we're going to get a convertible and just do the meds all the way to Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do a Thelma and Louise over a speed bump in front of the old folks' home.
No, every time I tell the kids that they're driving me crazy, I'm like, one of these days, you're going to come home, and I'm going to be standing in the yard with my robe wide open, and I'm waving at cars.
I'm not great at the advice. Can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. Now with more static cling protection. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hi, I'm Darin.
I'm Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing wonderful. This
Yeah.
is Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
It is.
The only one that I'm aware
The
of.
only one.
All
Absolutely.
the other podcasts are about the Bengals
Yeah.
and Skyline Chili
Yeah.
and stupid
And
stuff.
looking across the river at Kentucky.
And then Kentucky looking back across. Well, they have their own podcast. Let's
They do.
let Kentucky
Yeah,
handle
yeah,
their
they
own
do.
podcast.
Yeah, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So we're very excited. Tonight, I am going to talk about Quacker the Duck. You've known him for as long as we've had this podcast. We're having some contractual problems with Quacker, and we're going to get into that.
Yeah, I think he's been hitting the sauce a bit lately.
I'm not going to make any allegations.
Yeah. I got hacked.
Yeah.
Like hacked, hard hacked. And
Like someone took your Facebook page?
No.
Oh.
My debit card.
Oh,
And started draining ye old bank account.
yikes. Well, that sucks.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun little Tuesday.
We'll get into all that. Yeah, today is November 1st, and before we get into all the fun, were you a fan of Friends?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a fan of Friends.
Yeah.
And Matthew Perry passed away, 54 years old,
Surprising.
a little bit older than I am.
Yeah.
And I will say that even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Friends, I did enjoy Friends.
Yeah.
I laughed every episode.
Yeah.
And Chandler was my favorite.
Chandler was my favorite.
Yeah.
I liked all the episodes that I saw.
Yeah.
I wasn't into, I'm going to sound like a weirdo. I wasn't into TV that much when it was on. I had a period where I just wasn't watching any TV at all.
Right.
And that's when Friends happened to be super popular.
Yeah.
So, but I've seen when it's been on, I've seen it, I've streamed a few episodes.
Well, you know how a certain show will take you back to a place in time. So when
Like Airwolf.
Exactly. When I first started working in television in 93, Friends was just the bomb.
Yeah.
And on Thursday night, when I was working at the TV station, everyone would take their break and we would sit in the newsroom and we would watch Friends.
You okay there?
I can't believe you two had sex in her dream.
I'm sorry. It was a one-time thing. I was very drunk, and it was someone else's subconscious.
And it was on a competing channel.
Okay.
It
That's
was
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but we would watch it.
You're past the statute of limitations on that, though. They can't.
whatever.
They can't touch
well,
you now.
when you work at a TV station, they always have 4 TVs up on the wall on every different channel, so you can see what the competition is doing.
Yeah.
But anyway, Matthew Perry, man, I thought he was hysterical, and it's just a damn shame that he's gone.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine back in the day that was a huge Friends fan and told me that I, for some reason, reminded him of just my
It's
sarcasm.
because you're a smartass.
Yeah.
I got the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. And
yeah.
I wish that people thought I was as good looking as Chandler.
No, I
But
didn't get that at
I
all.
know, not
I
at
got
all.
The,
No. I got the
you're a
Encyclopedia
smartass.
Britannica kid.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
That's right.
So you got hacked.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
Okay. I get an alert. I get an email. And I'm not going to name my bank.
Okay.
Because this is still ongoing. And I'm at I'm old enough to where I just don't want to be bothered with things. You know what I mean? I just
Yeah.
want things to be okay.
I know exactly what you mean.
We've got a toilet that's messed up right now.
Yeah.
And back in my 20s, I would have been out at the Home Depot getting the parts I needed to fix this thing. And I've just decided, I told Bess, I'm going to reach in and pull the thing to plunge it in the tank.
The plunger?
The plunger.
Yeah.
And I'll just get my hands wet. I'll be the flusher of the toilet upstairs.
Yeah.
I don't care because I don't feel like dealing with it. Maybe on Saturday I'll get in there and fix that thing. Okay.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with my bank. I just don't want to. I've done the thing where you switch banks. It's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
So anyway, I get an email that says, "Hey, we got some funky things going on with your account. Click here to let us know."
Yeah.
Kids, anytime you get an email,
You don't do that.
You don't do that.
No. Did you click?
You'll
did you
think
click
no.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Okay.
I did not click it. I went to my bank and I logged in with my what I thought was secure password.
2% milk lover.
Exactly. .com.
.com.
And when I logged in, there was an amount that was more than double the amount that I was emailed taken out.
Oh.
I noticed that my checking was exactly 0.
Oh.
And I noticed that our savings account was about half of what it should be.
Ouch.
Because we have the thing where if your checking account goes down, it'll pull over from your savings so you don't get those stupid $34 fees things.
Yes.
So
we have that too.
Yeah, so this was a moment of concern for me.
Yeah, you were.
So I'm not going to click the email. I don't want to make a bad situation worse. So
Right.
I do what they train you to do. I called the number on the back of the card.
Yeah.
I call that.
Yeah.
And I get the, "Hi, welcome to such
Blank,
and
blank,
such.
bank." Yeah.
For option 1, if you want to open a checking account or a savings account." Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'm on the website watching our accounts go flitter away. It's happening as
Yeah.
I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Option 2, if you'd like to get an auto loan or a house loan, visit blankblank.com.
Yeah.
There are many options available. If you'd like to report a lost or stolen card, press 3. Well, I had the card in my hand.
Yeah.
It wasn't stolen.
These are none of the options that you need.
For other options, choose 4.
Yeah.
I chose 4.
To repeat all options, press 9.
In my mind, I'm being robbed currently.
Yeah.
Daniel Ocean
If you're
and
being-
Brad Pitt are in my account right now removing it.
If you're being stabbed, press 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I push that and it says, "Did you know that you can solve many of your problems on blankblank.com?" That's right. Just go to www.blankblank.com. _ saucy pig. It choose options. Many of the options that you may need are in the banner.
I'm being robbed.
Blah, blah, blah. And I remembered my training from years ago when I dealt with this stuff is just start putting 0. Hit 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yes.
I did that. Boop. We'll have someone with you right away. Okay. It clicked over. "Hello, welcome to
No.
hung up.
What?
Call back. Welcome to
blank, blank.
blank.com. Did
Yeah.
you know that 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I didn't understand your inbox. I was like, okay, so I guess I have to listen to all the options now. I have to listen to all of them.
God,
Meanwhile, by the way, I'm in my account right now watching it.
Yeah.
And I finally get somebody on again, and they didn't hang up. And they're like, "Hey, thank you for calling such and such bank. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to today?" I give them my name.
Yeah.
Smart. And give me do you have a birthday? Yes, I have a birthday.
Do you have a birthday?
Yeah,
What's a good name
What's a
for
good
your account?
Yeah.
Do you have a birthday?
We've established that you're alive and you have a name. Did you have a beginning?
You're about to have an end.
I tell them that stuff, and they're like, "How are you doing today?" And I said, "Not good."
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. How can I help you?" I was like, "Well, I'm watching my account drain right now because I've been on hold a total of 2 times since someone got into my account." "You're saying someone got into your account?"
I'm saying
Yes.
someone got into my account.
"Have you tried getting on the .com, blah, 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 .com?" And yes, I've tried doing that.
Yeah.
They say, "Well, what's the nature of the blah, blah, blah?" I give them the amount that was taken, a sizable amount.
Yeah.
And I said, "This has come out," and there was a little description of it. And I read what's on there. I was like, "So you don't recall me?" "No, I don't recall I don't recall.
Because it happened 5 minutes ago.
I don't
when
recall.
I first made this phone call. Yeah.
I don't recall making a transaction that drained my family's finances and dipped into our savings. I don't recall that.
Yeah.
I'm not currently in Las Vegas.
Right.
Or kidnapped and paying a ransom. So I don't remember pulling all that money out.
Was it in Las Vegas?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Because
I have an idea. I have an idea.
Yeah.
And they said, well, it looks like it's associated with your debit card. I said, I see that. I
yeah.
see the last four of my debit card are in the transaction.
Yeah.
And he said, well, typically you need the debit card to, I understand. I know. Oh, yeah. Yes, I understand how this works.
Yeah.
She said, that's very strange.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you stop it? And she said, hold on. I mean, not my account, you know.
Yeah.
And she comes back and she says, okay, we've frozen that card. We've canceled it. You'll have a new card in, 5 to 7 business. Okay. The money is gone. She asks again, you don't recall making this transaction? No.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God.
We have the ability to credit your account. Would you like your account credit? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would.
I would like my account credited. Would you like your account credited for the full amount?
What the hell was that?
I actually had to think about that. That stumped me. That actually I didn't expect that question
Let me yes.
because
For the full amount.
maybe this second job that we have has ruined me. But I'm thinking there's a bit there.
The podcast
there's a bit there.
Yeah.
Where in what situation would you be robbed and then not want all of the money back?
No,
just give me
about 17%.
Yeah, give them a tip.
Yeah.
Hey, job well done.
They worked hard.
They did.
For it.
They
Yeah.
did. They don't get paid minimum wage.
No, they do not.
Anyway, I said yes. I would like the full amount. And she said, okay, I'll issue a credit. You'll get that in 1 to 3 days. I'm like, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. The worst part of it is I don't have use of my debit card, and that's the main thing that I use. So I've been using a credit card the entire time. I still don't have the replacement card, but the point is that got fixed.
Okay.
It took me aback when she said that it looks like they used my actual card or they had copied my card. So the only place we've been is the old we don't have any soap place. And then there were a few sketchy places along the way. I had to buy soap. I had to pay for someone to get the screwdriver out of my tire.
Right.
And I don't know if you know this, from here to West Virginia, there's some funky gas stations.
Yeah.
And we've stopped at them all.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that one of them copied my card. I'm just saying that's the last place we visited, and it happened almost immediately. And everything that I've learned from like 60 Minutes and all those type of things is that when they have your card, they try to use it immediately because they want to get it before it gets canceled or caught. So I think it was on that trip. I think if it had happened in Vegas, I think that would have been gone a while ago. Anyway, let's fast forward a bit. We finally have gotten the money credited back.
Right.
And then I get a letter, an email, an electronic mail letter.
Oh, okay.
That says we've credited your account.
The full amount.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And then it says and an investigation is taking place now. If we find that this is a baseless claim or that you had authorized this amount, we will remove the money back at our discretion.
Okay.
The investigation is not going to be done for another 3 months. So now I've got a ticking time bomb in my account. At some point, somebody in this bank may say, I think he really did spend XXXX.XX dollars on this thing in another state that he's never heard of. I think he did that. So we're just going to take that money back.
What items were purchased?
Real estate investment. Apparently,
Yeah.
I paid rent for somebody. I think.
Yeah.
Either I paid rent or I put a down payment on buying a place.
Okay.
They're getting screwed on rent if it was rent.
Yeah. What is this, New York?
Yeah, it was Connecticut.
Oh.
That's where,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Have you ever even been to Connecticut?
No.
Oh, that's when you go, I've never been to Connecticut.
I've never been there.
Yeah.
I don't,
I didn't even know Connecticut was a place.
I'm kind of the wrong guy to complain to
Isn't
Chase.
that where they make all the cranberries?
It is.
Oh, okay.
It is. That's where they were invented.
Yeah.
But I'm the bad. If you look at my
100 years
Google
ago.
Maps of where I've been, I'm the wrong guy to say, what the hell? Why would you think I was there? I mean, I was just in Vegas a few weeks ago. I go places.
Yeah.
But I'm generally pretty predictable. Outside of a few trips here and there, I'm in this basement.
You're like,
at
look,
my job.
look, this is your defense. Say, listen, was you two in Connecticut at the time this purchase was made?
That's
and they said, no, then I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
Your Honor, I rest my case. If you two was there, then you might have a leg to stand on.
So what I've done, and I recommend this to anyone.
Okay.
The only thing that I can think, it's also possible that someone stole this from somewhere online. So I've invested in a password vault
Yeah.
type thing, a Nord Pass, and I'll give them some free advertisement. Have you used them before?
I have not.
Okay. I don't even know what the passwords are to my accounts now.
Right.
I've gone through and I've taken the ones. These accounts, I really don't want anyone to ever get in, because that scared me, because a lot of our stuff is tied together.
Yeah.
So I went in there and they just create these ungodly long passwords that from the pits of Hades.
Yeah.
And it's so we've got some things locked down that way.
Yeah.
So I'm slowly going through.
I'm
sorry, there's more to the story.
Yeah, okay.
There's a little bit more to the story. They offer a data breach reporter, and this is what I wanted to talk about on the other side of the story.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let's see when my data has been breached. I found out that my data has been breached 9 separate times, and I'm like, how the hell? What? Because you hear about some company will say. They'll report on the news, so many millions of passwords were leaked by the whatever. Those are the ones that make the news.
Yeah.
There are tons of little apps and things where it'll tell you, and this one, the little scanner will tell you what was leaked. Luckily, in my case, it was primarily the email address and my name.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. But it'll tell you what was leaked, where it was found, there's some dark web stuff there, and link you directly to the place where you can go to fix it.
Yeah.
I had stuff that was leaked back in 2016 by companies that are no longer in business that I didn't even know I had. I clicked and
Sears.
I went to them. Close. I went to them and I'm trying to remember.
Damn you, Circuit City.
No, one of them was for a little avatar, a little picture of yourself, like when you post, like on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a thing that I used for gaming for my avatar, and they wouldn't allow you to upload, but they would allow you to link to another place where you could get your avatar. So I had a picture of Walter White.
Of course you did.
That was my avatar.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let me upload that, so I had to upload it to this site that held those and then send the link over. That was back in 2016. I barely remember ever doing that. They had a data breach. They lost passwords, they lost names, they lost addresses, they lost phone numbers. And it was a little snippet from a news article from, 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this happened. I never heard about it. I found out about it from this sniffer thing.
Yeah.
So now I'm all about security.
Yeah. What's wild is just the other day we were on the Netflix and we watched Identity Thief with Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy. Pretty funny movie, but she ripped him off completely.
Yeah.
And he drives all the way out to find her to bring her back.
Yeah.
And hilarity ensues. It's a pretty funny movie, honestly.
Yeah.
But all that aside, identity theft is horrible.
Yeah.
It really is.
It sucks.
Yeah.
And I mean, my ID hasn't been stolen. I just had one debit card stolen, but still,
Right.
all these things link together. So that's why I freaked out. I'm like, okay, now we're locking everything down.
Yeah.
We're like Area 51 now. I had another bank, not the bank that I'm with now, who canceled one of my cards while I was getting gas. I couldn't pay for my gas. That was embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Because they noticed
Did you
odd
have any
charge.
cash on you?
I had a different card that I used.
Oh, okay.
But it concerned me because this is my normal card. They had noticed that someone had bought a bunch of brass instruments in Europe on my card.
Someone's buying a
So
trumpet?
they just canceled everything.
A trumpet.
Yeah, many trumpets, many. It was like thousands of dollars that they like went all the way up to the limit. And
the rock group Chicago was on tour.
So, the good people at that card said, we're just going to cancel your account. And, you call in. And same thing. I had to dispute it. But with my current bank, I had to spend a bit more time than I expected to explaining to them that, no, I did not just ruin my family's life for rent in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
It just, all that aside, I wish that there was a person who worked and answered the phones when you called customer service.
Man.
I miss people so bad I can't stand it.
I mean,
I really do.
At least in instances like that. There's with banks, hospitals. I would hate to be having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And press 1 for life-saving medical advice. Press 2 for a nurse.
They transfer you to the Ziploc hotline, and you're sitting there bleeding to death. Yeah.
But I'm literally, and I mean, I know I'm choosing to believe that they train these people to be calm.
Yeah.
But it made me more upset that she was so calm. Oh, what's happening right now? It's like my account is draining. Is what's happening right now. Oh, well, that's disturbing. Would you like it back? Wait, what the hell is this?
Yes, I want it back.
What the hell?
Of course.
Anyway, so that was my excitement for the week.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Still ongoing, but it's under control now.
Coming up on the next episode of Irritable Dad Syndrome.
We've been talking about grinding my camos for a while. They had been ground.
Yeah.
The next accomplishment is winning Warzone.
Yeah.
And I had done such a thing.
Yeah.
Solo.
Have they done a feature of you on the local news or in the area periodical newspapers?
I'm in talks. A true hero has risen from the bosom of Cincinnati.
Plus, how to barbecue on a budget on the next Irritable Dad Syndrome.
The day that we're recording this is November 1st, 2023. And November 1st is the anniversary of my first day of working at a TV station in Cincinnati.
Oh, wow.
So, we moved to Cincinnati in October of 1999.
Wow.
And my first day at WCPO was November 1st.
Okay.
And I don't think I've ever told you this, but when I came up here, when I applied for the job at WCPO, I went in and I was supposed to interview with this man named Jim Timmerman. And Jim Timmerman is now a big fan of the podcast.
Hey, he has a thing that he did.
Well, he used to do planking with Jim.
Yeah.
But after his Facebook got hacked, he never came back into the fold.
Was it because of real estate in Connecticut?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
So I believe it was late September or early October of 99 when I went to Cincinnati, and I'm applying for this job, and I walk into the building, and I said, I'm here to interview with Jim Timmerman. And the receptionist says, okay, you're going to need to fill out this application, and you can go sit over there and do it.
Yeah.
So I'm filling out my application to work at Channel 9, and while I'm doing it, the phone rings, and she picks it up, and she's talking to this person, and she said, she says, oh, honey, I would have went out with you last night, but I had diarrhea so bad. It was so bad. It wasn't even funny. I really wanted to go out, but I'm telling you, I had diarrhea so bad.
That's the perfect excuse.
And I'm just sitting there trying to fill out this application. Like, I don't need to hear this. I really don't need to hear this. So I filled out the application and I walk over and I said, I've filled this out. I'm just, I'll just wait here for Jim. And she takes the application and she starts looking at it and go, yeah. Like some parts of it impressed her. Some parts concerned her. Like, I don't know about
It says
this.
here you still use America Online.
And I remember I'm just thinking, I was like, do you have any say in hiring me?
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I have full respect for receptionists. I really do. But I don't think she had any say.
No. They love to do that.
Anyway, Jim comes down and we go up to his office and we're doing the interview. And he asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years and what's your greatest strength? And a lot of those questions. And then the most embarrassing part about this interview is when he said, what are your thoughts about climbing the ladder? And I thought, and I told him, I said, at my last TV station, I was their promotions producer. I had an office. I was the sole person to do this. Taking this job would be a step down. But since it's at a bigger market, I think it's more of a lateral move. And he says, I'm going to stop you right there. Can you climb a ladder? Are you afraid of heights? Like if we needed you to change a light bulb. And my face was as red as your shirt. And I said, yes, I can climb a ladder. Yeah. Yes. I was so embarrassed.
Oh,
so
my gosh. Calm down, secret of my success.
He offered me the job. So I started.
Oh, I would too.
I said, when can I start? And he said a couple of days. So I started.
Yeah. Drop the AOL screen name too, kid. Come on. Wow.
So one more story about this receptionist. There's a guy who worked at Channel 9 named Henry Blood, and he was their commercial guy.
This is real name, Hank Blood?
Henry Blood.
Okay.
God, Henry Blood's one of the coolest people you will ever...
you have to be
ever.
with that
Henry
name.
Blood, yes.
Yeah.
God, I loved working with Henry Blood. So I was downstairs, and he was putting some commercials together, and I'm getting ready to walk back, and he says, hey, can you take these tapes and put them up at the front desk for me? And I said, sure,
You
absolutely.
have to use your ladder skills for that.
No, I use the steps.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me back up a bit. Our receptionist at Channel 9 didn't know who I was. Okay. Every time Libby would call, she would say, hi, I need to speak with Darin Cox. The receptionist would say, there's no Darin who works here. And she would hang up on Libby. I worked there for like almost a year. And she still had no idea who I was. Yeah. So Libby would finally just start calling and saying, hey, can I speak to Mark Thurkill? Mark worked in the same office in the production department. So they would transfer the phone to Mark. And then he said, okay, hey, hang on, Libby, I'll get there. And Libby, you get me on the phone. So I run these tapes up and I'm putting them on the desk. And I said, Henry wanted me to drop these tapes off. Mm-hmm. And our receptionist says, stop right there. And she said, I'm going to show you this form that you need to fill out.
Whoa.
Now, I'm going to show you this time. But the next time you come up, I don't want to have to show you this again. Understand? Okay, this is what you do. And I stopped her and I said, what is my name? And she said, excuse me? I said, what is my name?
Yeah.
So I've worked here for almost a year. My wife calls the station and you have no idea who I am. What is my name? She didn't know. I said, okay, my name is Darin Cox. I work in the production department. Now, the next time I see you, I don't want to have to tell you that.
Oh.
And then I dropped the tapes and I walked off.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Suck it. Where has your diarrhea now?
Oh.
I don't know what that means. But I love that. I was just like,
oh, yeah. That's, yeah. I mean, you would think she would say, let me check, or I need to look at the rosters. Like, she's like, plants her flag in. Yeah. He doesn't work here.
There's no Darin who works here.
Darin.
Nope.
Not even anybody with a name that starts with D.
Nope.
We've got a Hank. Hank Blood.
We got a Henry, yeah.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Boston Baked Beans Candy-Covered Peanuts. Hey, it's your old buddy Dave again. And I know what you're thinking. Why in the hell would anyone make a candy that looks like baked beans? I don't have a clue. But I do know one thing. They are delicious. I mean yummy. I mean, they're delectable. Their flavor is favorable to my taste buds. Boston Baked Beans Candy-Covered Peanuts. Buy a box today. Now back to you guys in the studio.
I don't want to pick on the other team, but the other night, there was a Lakota West football game, and they won the game handily.
Did the other team show up?
They did. Lakota West won the game 69-0.
So Andrew works these things. Yeah. So, yeah.
0. It was a bloodbath.
So,
at one point, they scored 45 points in the first quarter. At one point, Lakota West had scored a touchdown. They're at the opponent's end zone. They're going to punt. They're going to kick off from there. They intercepted the ball at that kickoff, like at the 2-yard line, and scored a touchdown, like within a minute after they scored their last touchdown. It was painful. We felt so bad for this other team.
Yeah.
And the only reason why the score was 69 was because our kicker missed 1 out of the 10 extra points.
He got tired of getting the extra points. And they've only got so many kicks left in them, per night.
The band posted the next day. They said, we think we broke our record for most times of playing the fight song, And so
they did it every time.
Every time. We were sick of hearing the fight song.
Oh.
We felt so bad for the team. And then, again, I don't want to pick on them.
No.
Because they tried. My God, they still fought down to the last minute trying to get on the board one time. But here's my thing.
So I have more to add to this, but go ahead. Go ahead.
There's like 2.5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
And the opponents have the ball, and their coach calls a timeout. Like, What are you calling a timeout for?
Just let it.
They've got 53 yards to run.
Yeah.
And you're calling a timeout here with 2.5 minutes, 53 yards to go.
Yeah, it's the same.
They're not going to score 69 points.
It's the same kind of guy that hits a deer and mangles it and is off the side of the road and hits it again and
then it's like some of the people who were sitting around us were like, go, go, go. Like they wanted him to score like 100 points.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we did break our record.
Okay.
Our record for most points scored in one game was 66.
Okay.
So, okay.
So I have a source. I don't want to embarrass my source, but I have a source that told me there could have been a lot more scoring. But they were told, hey, back off a bit, because apparently there's a rule that if you have so much of a distance that there's a penalty. I don't know if
they're supposed to just let the clock run.
I don't know what happens. They sacrifice the youngest one on the team. I don't know what it is. Some weird rule comes in. We've seen that before too. We've on some of like Charlie's and Andy, when they do like the basketball games, we've had one team just absolutely completely destroying the other team. Yeah. And there's like 30 seconds left. Time. Why?
Yeah.
Why? I need to. It's cold. I want to get the car running, so we need to leave.
Well, I mean, what are you doing? They would want to get their kids home so they could, put their bandages on them.
And therapy.
Yeah.
Whatever's needed.
I felt. I mean, we wanted the other team to score.
Well, it's not that the other team was bad. It's because Lakota West is so good.
Right.
Because West is the best. I've heard that.
Yeah. West is best.
West
East
is best.
Least.
Yeah. So,
but we did. We it's like, you want to win, but not like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to see Schwarzenegger beat up Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
You don't want to see him beat up Steve Buscemi.
That's exactly
you know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Just pummeling the shit out of Steve Buscemi.
And then you call a timeout at the end, like maybe you can bite him. Get in there and bite him this time. But you just don't want to do that. You're not going to sell tickets to that.
No.
It reminds me, and I know I've told this story before on the podcast, but I will tell it again. One of my favorite memories with my dad was we watched all the fights on HBO, all of Mike Tyson's fights.
Okay.
Because, when he was like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember.
So he had a reputation for knocking people out in the first round.
Yeah.
That was like his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So HBO didn't know what to do with that. Because boxing on HBO used to be like an all-night affair. They would have hours.
5 minutes later, they're running a rerun of Sex in the City.
Yeah, when they would start out, I can't think of the other boxer, Sugar Ray Leonard. They had, a few fights of his.
Probably Marvin Hagler.
They would spend maybe 20 or 30 minutes talking about the fight. Then they would have the fight that would last a normal fight length. And then they would end and they have like maybe an hour of commentary. With Mike Tyson, they would block off the whole evening like normal.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like how they get ready for the Super Bowl. And then if the thing's over in 30 seconds, like, oh, we got 4 hours of commercial. What do we? Yeah. So HBO, because of Mike Tyson, they started having hours of buildup. Like every time there was a Tyson fight, there would be a documentary about Tyson. And it would be like from what he did.
A highlight reel.
Yeah, a highlight from like the last fight. They would show like the last fight in slow motion.
Because the highlight from the last fight was also 12 seconds.
If you watch Rocky 2, it basically shows the last 25 minutes of Rocky.
Yeah.
And then Rocky 3, they all do the same thing.
Yeah.
It was like that. They would run out of stuff to talk about, but they have to fill all these hours before the fight hits.
Do the weather.
And so, I remember.
By the way, if you're getting ready to watch tomorrow's fight, bring a jacket.
I remember.
Because it's going to be cold outside.
I remember sitting on the couch. With my dad. We were so excited for the fight, and they've ran out of so many things to talk about. They're talking about how much each seat costs, so they're going around the ring. I'm serious. This row of seats is $15,000 a seat. These are $25,000. All this stuff, and it's like all these like super rich and famous people. And the fight.
And then they go through the people.
Clint
Eastwood's here tonight,
and then they show a trailer from Clint Eastwood's last movie. I mean, you could see a guy behind the camera doing this, like keep going, stretch. So they get to the actual fight. This is with me and my dad, because we had to, we're doing other things, and then we see the fight start. And I remember this like it was yesterday. It went ding. Mike Tyson literally just walked across, punched him, fell down flat.
Yeah.
Counts to 10. He's done.
Yeah.
I never heard my dad laugh harder than he laughed. The sum amount of people just around the ring, I mean, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars of tickets, and they knew that he was going to knock him out in the first round, and even they were like,
What the hell was that?
hey, what happened? What happened?
Hey, what happened? So I was in college. I was dating this girl. She came to pick me up. My car was busted or something.
Yeah.
She comes to pick me up. We're going to go to...
Did you date her, or was she just a taxi driver?
I dated her.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
all right.
yeah. So we're going to go to dinner and a movie, and we're getting ready to leave, and the TV was on next on HBO. Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. Yeah.
Wait a minute,
And so-
it'll be over.
Yeah, and so we're like, well, the movie doesn't start for an hour. We have time, so we're sitting there.
What'd you
and
do for the other 59 minutes?
This was the fight where Buster Douglas was like, hell no.
Okay.
And Buster Douglas made it through round 1.
Yeah.
And then he made it through round 2.
Oh,
and he knocked him out, I think, in round 3.
I remember that.
Stump, tell me, I don't remember what round he knocked him out. But, yeah, and we're like, what?
Mike's getting soft.
Yeah. And so I watched that one because we literally were counting on it to last 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And then we would go to our movie.
Yeah.
But yeah. Buster Douglas.
But you know what I'm talking about.
From Columbus, Ohio.
They would spend 30 minutes
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
his black shorts. You
Yeah.
know he wears the black on black.
That's right.
It's not
That's
it's
right.
not all the same shade of black. There's a black trim.
That's right.
And it catches the eye a little different. Here's Percy from the art department to tell you the difference between the two blacks.
Basically,
You
Mike,
see,
it's black on black.
This one's black, but then this one's black.
Now, when he wore the white stripe and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It was
Is this the first time we've ever talked about boxing?
No, it's not the first time we ever talked. It's the first time we've gone this in depth. I wish so much that they would have had a camera in the war room in HBO after the first few fights, and the director going, "Oh my God, what?
Yeah.
Put on Fraggle Rock. Do something. There's nothing here.
Yeah.
They can't not show the fight.
Well, they would go to Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, my dad, he loved Marvin Hagler. And he would get so pissed. And, I remember he went to his grave believing that Sugar Ray Leonard did not win that fight against Marvin Hagler.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, Dad, listen, like he was on his deathbed or something. I'm like, Dad, can we clear up a few more things before you... I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I was talking about Quacker the Duck. Quacker is the cursing duck, and we've used Quacker since episode 1. And whenever Mike drops a bad word, Quacker will... after a couple of weeks, couple of months, Quacker wasn't quite feeling it, so we were bringing in other sound effects.
He got on the sauce. Let's lay it all out there. Quacker got on the sauce.
And then, like, our show started. Okay, I'm not going to brag, but our show has gotten a lot more successful than when we started, and that's what we planned to do. That's what we were hoping.
And then we've got a lot more listeners that don't really put up with like cussing.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, they're like, yeah. So Quacker started talking to his manager, and I've never liked Quacker's manager.
No,
his manager wants us to pay Quacker by the quack, and I'm like, Mike doesn't make any money. I don't make any money. And Dave Lay does't make any money. We can't afford to pay Quacker by the quack.
Quacker's way down on that list.
Yeah. So when you hear the episode, when you hear other sound effects, that's because of Quacker's manager. Now, Quacker was talking with me last week, and he's like, I don't like this any more than you do. And I'm like, well, if you don't like it, then why are you putting up with this?
Yeah.
Why are you letting your manager talk for you? You don't need your manager.
That's right.
Anyway, if you're concerned, that's where we are. And, we've been nothing but honest with you folks ever since the beginning. But that's what's going on with Quacker.
We recommend
Yeah.
that if you're a parent or you otherwise have,
or you plan on being a parent.
Or you otherwise have sensitive people that you may be listening, people with sensitive ears.
Yeah.
We recommend that you download the show and listen to it
Twice.
once.
Yeah.
And then listen to it again.
Yeah.
Make sure you didn't miss any curse words.
Yeah.
And if the episode is good, then listen to it with each child individually, separate download each.
If the episode does happen to have a curse word in it, let us know.
Yeah. In all
I will
seriousness,
fix it and we'll drop it down again like we did last week.
In all seriousness, this is 2023. We've got some technology at our fingertips.
Yeah.
And generally what happens is the episodes will... Now, you guys don't get necessarily access to them. Some of you do at 6 a.m., but that's usually when they're released at 6 a.m. on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Whether you're on Spotify or Google or Apple or whatever, they have their own times that they make them available. But in general, they're ready at 6 a.m. And usually by 9 a.m., there's a frantic text either from Darin to me or from me to Darin saying, "Oh my God, you just said..." at minute 3 in the episode.
37:12.
And then the response is, and there's silence, and then new episode is in the thing. We have the ability to replace the audio. So clear your cache, re-download it, and you'll get the cracked version. Yeah. Or save the one with the actual curse word.
If you keep both versions of it,
then it's a collector's item.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by the AMC Gremlin, a new standard of subcompact cars. It's actually shorter than Vega and Pinto, but inside there's plenty of room. With Gremlin, you can order the luxury of optional Levi's interior, Soundex all-transistor AM radio, and cigarette lighter. While being cheaper than Vega or Pinto, it's faster. Under the hood, the 199 Torque Command 6-cylinder engine is happy to provide you more power than the others. Got a hill to climb? Need to overtake a slower driver? Gremlin gives you the kind of response that makes driving fun. Whatever you're up to, Gremlin is up to it. Gremlin, the economy car that doesn't look like one. See your local AMC dealer today. Now, back to the show.
We gotta end this damn thing.
I thought you were going to talk about Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bess had to use my car a couple times.
Okay.
And she likes to listen to Warm 98.
Warm 98.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. My pipes aren't what they used to be, kids.
So what happens is I immediately, every time I get in my car, I push the button that switches over to my phone, and then I play whatever the hell Daddy wants to hear.
Yeah.
Daddy. Sometimes I'm waiting for my phone to connect, and I hear a bit of Warm 98.5.
Yeah.
And I heard a song. I was like, I kind of dig the beat.
Okay.
I kind of dig the general sound. She can sing. This is a good singer.
Yeah.
And then I'm listening to the lyrics, and I'm like, this is not normal. This has to be from like the 90s or something. This is not. And I look, and my little display will tell you who it is, but it's like scrolls. It takes forever. So it's telling me the name of the song, which is Anti-Hero.
Okay.
Anti-Hero. And then dash, and then Taylor Swift comes across the thing. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I now like a Taylor Swift song.
Oh my God.
And if this had happened 10, 15 years ago, well, that would have been weird because I don't even know if she was around 10, 15 years ago. I would have discovever her, and I'd be a multimillionaire at this point. She was 2.
I don't know how old she is.
Saying,
she's 24 or 25. Yeah.
Whoever the Taylor Swift of 10, 15 years ago, Annie DeFranco, whoever that was.
I think,
PJ Harvey.
It's PJ
Harvey.
Yeah.
So I would have been like, no, I'm not listening to that. I'm listening to Mega Kill or Metallideath.
Mega Kill.
Go shear on a cat.
Wow.
I was switching over to that, or the band that shall not be named. I'd be switching to something else. But I'm like, I'm at the point where I'm going to listen to whatever is on the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm proud of myself. I was like, there's a song now. If I ever end up at a Taylor Swift concert, there's a song I look forward to. There's a song I know.
Yeah.
I can't sing along with it, but I can bob this bald head right along with the beat. And I'm sure I would look really creepy being the damn near 50-year-old dude.
Yeah.
Bobbing my head at a Taylor Swift song, and then somebody comes up and says, "Where's your kids or your wife?" And I'm like,
It's just me. Just
they
me.
don't like this music, but I do.
My God, I think you would get arrested going to a Swift concert by yourself. Just me.
But like, because I had the same thing back in the day, Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, I was a fan of Jagged Little Pill from the get-go.
She's all right,
Yeah.
but happenstance happened, and we talked about it on the show. Happenstance
Okay.
occurred
Yeah.
penultimately. And I ended
Opaquely.
and I ended up by myself at an Alanis Morissette concert.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Yep.
And my favorite part was that I didn't care enough to hear the end of her concert.
Yeah.
So I could leave Riverbend when everybody's like throwing their lighters and screaming
Yeah.
and doing beer shots. Is that bong beers?
Yeah. They do.
Playing bongos, whatever the hell they were doing.
That's what they do at a, yeah.
And I could just meander to the parking lot and drive out unmolested and get home.
Don't know. How many concerts do you go to where you get molested?
I've not yet seen Gwar. I have seen Steel Panther. That was close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen Gwar.
Yeah. You've seen Gwar?
Yeah. I'll tell you a Gwar story in a second. But as far as Taylor Swift,
Uh-huh.
like if I could afford the tickets, I would go.
Yeah.
And when she came to Cincinnati, that was the night where we were driving to Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was going to hang out outside of the stadium.
See if you get a signature.
Listen to the show. I was going to hang out with the Swifties and listen, and
Is
then
that what
say
they're the Swifties?
They're Swifties. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
They're yeah.
Okay.
But no, I was going to do that, but then we were going to Florida, so I didn't. But if I could afford tickets, I would probably go. I think she's talented.
Yeah.
She gets all this crap because she's dating Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs. And these NFL,
okay, I've seen
these NFL people are losing their minds because every time they show Taylor Swift, oh God, we got to see Taylor Swift again.
Who cares?
It's like, so?
What do you do? Like you go over to your buddy's house to watch the game. You're like, oh, is your freaking wife there? You got to see her walking around. Get the hell out. You know what?
It's like okay, she's at the game. Every time they show her, it's like your taxes don't go up.
Yeah.
Your gas bill doesn't go up because Taylor Swift is at the Kansas City Chiefs game.
So,
but no, I like Shake It Off. I like she's in the seats and I'm in the bleachers and
we're gonna bang all the teachers.
You belong to me. That whatever that song is. Okay. I think that was her first one.
Okay.
I don't know. But I like her. I think she's talented. And what time she's been on talk shows, I think she's funny.
So, I'm in the Tool group, one of the Tool groups.
Yes.
And something that I can't stand about Tool fans, and you guys are some insufferable bastards, by the way, Tool fans. I mean, seriously, calm down.
Yeah.
But if they, it's like Tool is everything and they'll like other things. Yeah. But it's got to be brutal. It's got to be this and that. And I, Maynard can't stand the fans and I'm with Maynard, man. I can't stand him. If for a long time, I didn't want to meet him because I know he doesn't like fans and I don't know what I would do. I'd be the dork being like selfie. Yeah. I would like to have a beer with Maynard and talk about how Tool fans are. When I wear a Tool shirt, every once in a while other Tool fans will be like, cool shirt. I'm like, uh-oh. You guys drive me nuts.
You mentioned Gwar.
Yeah.
Okay, so back in the early 2000s.
They were part of the Rat Pack.
Yes, they were. Yeah. Yeah. When I worked at Channel 9, some buddies of mine were going to see Gwar at that club downtown.
Bogarts.
Thank you.
It's the only place that would have Gwar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we parked and I'm walking to Bogarts and I'm walking down this sidewalk and I step on an uneven piece of sidewalk and I roll my ankle a little bit.
I was going to say you looked down and it was one of the members of Gwar that you tripped on.
No, I rolled my ankle.
Okay.
And the longer I'm at the Gwar concert, the worse my ankle starts hurting.
Oh, yeah.
It starts hurting worse and worse.
Because that's all, Bogarts, by the way, is all general admission.
It's all general, and it's all standing.
Yeah.
Okay. We would see Jason Mraz there one time, and to our left was a couple. I'm pretty sure he had penetrated her.
Hello.
And to the right was someone who was standing in his own vomit. So you got the highest of highs and the lowest of lows at the Jason Mraz show. Yeah. And Jason Mraz opened up with The Remedy, his hit.
Yeah.
That's his only hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to. Yeah.
So you're going to open up with your only hit, and the rest of the show is there people going, I don't know. I'm going off topic.
Yeah.
Gwar. So I'm standing there at Bogarts watching Gwar.
Uh-huh.
And oh my God, I'm getting more and more miserable. And I'm like, how, and
Because
the
of
show,
your ankle, not because of Gwar.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the show was entertaining. I don't have any Gwar albums.
That's probably the best thing you could say about a Gwar show.
It was entertaining.
It was entertaining.
Because they brought up the virgin and they sacrificed the virgin. They put her in the thing that ate her.
Okay.
And then they shot fake blood
Okay.
all out of the audience.
Okay.
And so I'm covered head to toe in this fake blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Officer, I was just at a Gwar show.
I was at a Gwar show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If I had been pulled over, it's like I couldn't walk because of my ankle. So they're going to think I'm, yeah.
Son, there's a smell coming from the car, but we're more concerned about all the blood on.
Boy, you smell like Gwar.
Yeah.
I drove home and I had a stick shift at the time. Okay.
Boy, you smell like Gwar.
Exactly.
Is the title of it.
Drove home. I have a stick shift. Okay, and it's my right foot, so I'm trying to drive with my left foot on the gas because I can't press with the right.
Yeah, you're going to go into a guardrail like that.
And I drove from downtown Cincinnati to Burlington, Kentucky, where our apartment was. So it's like a half hour 40 minutes or more. I get home. Our apartment is on the 3rd floor. Okay, I am hobbling. I'm trying to hop up these steps.
Yeah.
I finally get in, and Libby had fallen asleep on the couch. She was waiting up, trying to wait up for me to get home. And I'm just standing there, and I'm in so much pain. I'm like, Libby. And I can barely say. And she finally wakes up, and she's like, oh, my God, what the hell happened to you?
Because she looked like an extra from Friday the 13th.
Yes. She had to help me walk to the bath, trying to get into the bathtub with a foot that I couldn't put any pressure on.
Oh.
And she's like, I don't know what's going on here.
It's a pretty standard Gwar story, I would think.
None of this shit ever happened when we lived in Johnson City. Gotta love Gwar. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this episode up. We want you to go to irritabledadsyndrome.com. We have had a pretty good success here in the last. We've had our second greatest month ever was last month.
Yeah.
And
we had one of our clips went viral for us. I mean, we got
almost 45,000
or whatever views on a reel. We don't know why.
But we don't care. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the success that we're getting, and we want to keep that ball rolling. So
if you like what we're doing, when you see our episodes post up, follow us on Facebook, share that stuff.
Please.
Please share that out there.
Yeah.
That helps to get us in front of more ears.
Ears and eyeballs.
Beside more ears.
Yeah.
Inside more.
Absolutely.
Stop me.
Yes. Help us spread the word. Go to irritabledadsyndrome.com. Download every single one of our episodes. And if you want to really help us out, you can go to Patreon. You can donate a little bit of money, and that would help us keep everything going.
And you get extra stuff.
You get extra. Oh, my God. We have so much bonus content. It's sick. It really is. We've got just hours of bonus content now. We've been doing this for over 3 years. Anywho, I'm going to shut up. Thank you. Take care. And we'll see you next time on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is a Mike Odell, Darren Cox production.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
When we hit this big, when we're in our 70s, that's going to be the kind of thing that I remember when Darren held his camera up with a pair of needle nose pliers. All right, Checky.
Check 1, 2, testing.
Can you hear me in the
I can hear you in the jiggy jiggy.
When you quit finger faddling your phone and join the show, we'll start.
Hey, that's not what Kennedy wanted.
In a foogie state.
Yeah, in a foogie state.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Darren.
What happened to Lisa?
She had appendicitis.
What?
Last week she had appendicitis.
Did they put it on the Facebook?
We mentioned it on this podcast.
Did we really?
And you said, boy, I hope their patron payment isn't short.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to check that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing better, Lisa. Damn. That's evil.
Okay, you have to stop the Q-tip when there's resistance.
I've been saying the wrong words a lot.
Yeah, really?
But I mean, like more than
penultimate. Yeah.
I was trying to say PTSD the other day, and I said PSTD.
Okay.
And hold on.
Okay.
And Bess loves it when I call her during the show. She absolutely. Can you put me on the show live more?
Ah.
Yeah. Not really. No.
Yeah. Oh, she's on speakerphone.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Let me put Libby on speakerphone while you're at it.
Hey, are they losing? What? Okay, I thought maybe that's why they were losing their shit. Okay, all right. This sounds like... Okay. She hung up on me.
Bye.
Did you hear the bye from all the way over there?
Well, yeah, you're in front of a microphone.
Okay. Oh.
I have headphones. So I hear what the sound that goes in the microphone, come like the slurping. The
Did you
sound
hear that?
I did, yeah.